Hey guys, welcome to Don't Worry Wednesday. I'm here with the Beta Cat.
Hello.
Hello. And I am Static B, and today we've got two comments. They're both private messaged to me. So let's get on that. Derek, what's the first one that you picked?
So I'm not gonna say the name because they didn't specify. They said, I am 17 and I am unable to express my emotions. I often feel like it would be an injustice for me to feel sad or depressed because I think of the people that are likely going through worse or have worse circumstances than I could even begin to understand. But my most recent problem is what is really getting me down. I play basketball and work on it for about 10 hours a week and have really improved to the stage where I'm confident in my abilities. I am now in my last year of high school, and after being put into the second and third team in my last 2 years, this year is my last opportunity to play at a competitive level. But after this year's tryouts, I was again placed in the second team and have since begun to sunk into depression. I maintain my emotionless face and tell people who ask if I'm alright that I'm perfectly fine, even though I'm slowly losing the will to get out of bed this morning. And that's it.
All right, cool. So I'll basically just have a couple pointers. Obviously, you're going through some issues because, when you want to do good at something and it's just not coming out, and you're not as good as others around you or that sort of thing, it's annoying, and it can make you feel bad. But you really shouldn't judge yourself based on how others judge you. You put a lot of time into it, which is very impressive, and it shows me you've got a lot of passion about it. I mean, if you look at other, if you just look at Michael Jordan or other really famous people who do sports, you can see story after story of people who get put in last place and they don't get, asked to do high-end things or, put in high spots. For a very long period of time until one day they just explode and then everyone's like, why is this guy so good? Where'd he come from? And then they're like the best champion in the world. I mean, those stories actually exist everywhere, but especially in sports, which is inspiring to a lot of people, even if they're not in sports. It's really cool. But anyhow, I totally understand getting kind of depressed over it. But one thing you got to remember is that if you get depressed over it, then you're not going to be able to give your best. So you do have to kind of get out of that phase, that feeling. Because if you're like just struggling to have a reason to do something, to get out of bed or to go practice, if you choose not to do those things, then you'll only get worse. The less you do, the worse you'll get. So. Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to get over that. What I would recommend is remember this. Sometimes we don't have motivation to do something because things aren't going our way or we don't have any reason to be excited. But motivation is more of a reaction to opportunity and an excitement or having a sense of wonder. And when that is gone, if you simply choose to not do something because you have no emotional drive, then you won't do it. So you have to remember that motivation is more of a reaction or an emotion, and that it shouldn't really be chased. It's just something to compel you to do something that you should be doing anyways. So what I mean is, you have to be able to get up and go even when you don't feel like it, because you won't always feel like it. And eventually your motivation will run out, and then you'll do nothing if you only have ever run off of motivation. Sometimes just putting in effort and seeing yourself improve can give you motivation and that sort of thing again, but you can't really count on motivation as an emotion to compel you. Depression, if you're experiencing depression or if it's just a lack of motivation or reason or feeling to get up, I'm not quite sure, but just keep that in mind. It's as for you just think about it logically. You know, there's no reason to be depressed over it. So yeah. And you know, if it's your passion, then it's something that you think is worth chasing. Then chase it, man. It's never easy, you know. Doing great things is never easy, and you have to go through a lot. So just keep that in mind. You know, maybe one thing you can do is, you know, try to find great stars, like athletes that experience something that you're going through right now. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure Michael Jordan. So maybe those type of things can give you a little bit more mental boost to have a reason to get out of bed or whatever. But yeah, that's all I've got. I'm looking forward to seeing what Derek has to say about this.
Hi.
Hello.
I don't really have too much to say, but yeah, if you give up or you start letting that allow itself into you, all you're really doing is going backwards. You're never gonna know if you could have been something because you gave up way too early. You're never gonna know if the next day could have been your big break with an opportunity because you didn't get up in the morning. Pretty much all opportunities stop existing as soon as you stop trying. And the only way around that is just to keep working at it. As long as you keep working, there's always an opportunity. People say that opportunities come based on luck and where you are, what time it is, and just all this stuff, which is all true, of course. But they're only there in existence when you're working for it. As soon as you stop working, they're gone. They don't exist no more. Because you chose to close that door. They're always there, but you just have to keep working for it. That's a big thing with passion too. When you really care about something and you're not getting exactly what you want, the results that you'd like, it sucks real hard. I know that for sure. I'm sure a lot of creative people know that for sure, because when you put your heart and soul into something, it means a lot. And to not have recognition, to not have anyone tell you that it's good or even decent, it just feels like, why even do it in the first place? But you do it because you love it. And that should be the only reason you do it. Sure, fame, money, and all this is really just all super duper bonuses that, you know, help you develop your passion even further. That's all just bonuses on whatever it is you're doing. So you can go on through life working a normal job and stuff as long as you keep doing your passion. If you happen to have your passion become your main source of income financially, then hey man, more power to you. But as soon as you stop working for it, whatever you want's gone. So don't stop. Don't drop till the heat. I don't know what I'm saying. That's all I got.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well said. Thanks, Derek. All right, and the next one we have is on the screen for you to read rather than us trying to read the whole thing for you because it's rather lengthy. And so while you read that, Derek, could you please tell us what you have to say about it?
So I really like essays. They're delicious. I'm just kidding. That's mean. I'll cut that out. So what I have to say is maybe it won't be the answer you want, but it's the answer you need. Sure, this person has whatever it is that's messing with them mentally and emotionally. Like, that's all fine. But this is just me. I don't consider that a valid reason for you to allow yourself to be hurt. Like, sure, you know, this person is a big part of your life. You love them, this, and that, but I don't know. That's just my thing, though. Like, despite whatever it is they're going through, it's not an excuse. Sure, you can wait over that. It's a medical thing. Yeah, I guess, but just a huge drastic change. Another thing that could be part of it is that she changed after she was diagnosed with this. So why the sudden change? Is it just her mentality, like infusing a placebo effect that, oh, you know what, like, that's how I am, so I'm just gonna be this way? Because usually that's a big thing that happens a lot when someone's diagnosed with something or when someone's labeled something, they begin to act that way because they think that's all they got. Which again, I'm not saying this is 100% correct. This is just things that are scientifically proven and things like that, which probably doesn't exist here. But I would just try and talk to her one more time, because the whole thing about her not answering and just like shutting you out, you can continue hurting yourself and like getting yourself shut out, or just stop and allow this person to come to you. You can make one last ditch effort, pour out your heart, tell me like, I don't know what's going on, this and that. Just kind of explain how she makes you feel and how you feel about the whole entire situation. Maybe that's what she needs to hear / read, whichever way you want to do it, which you're more comfortable with. And maybe that'll be that turning point where she'll be like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should let them know what's up, if there is indeed something that is up. But if she's just doing that because that's just how she's going to be from now on, then the best part is just to move on. I know that's hard and it hurts. It's not something anyone wants to hear when you have such great emotions for someone and you put a lot of work into it. And especially in your case where you said that you have a possibly possessive personality just because of how life was treating you. Which again, it sucks. But you are in control of how you are. And like, something I always keep in mind is that no matter how you were brought up, it sucks that people made you that way. But right here, right now, what you choose to do is because of your actions and what you choose to do. Sure, they're influenced by the past, but right here in the future, you have ahead of you to fix it. And that goes for everyone. I'm not trying to like belittle anyone or anything like that. It's just something that people don't often take time to really look at. People just say, oh, we'll just use that as a quick excuse so I can continue to do what I'm doing. I know I suffered from that a lot. I was quite an interesting character when I was younger. And now I've grown from it. I probably do it once in a while anyway because I'm just a jerk.
No, you're not.
But yeah, that's something that a lot of people don't keep in mind, is that they're using their past as like a trump card, like, oh, I'm sorry, I was a jerk, here you go. Here's my excuse on a plate. Is that fine? Is that okay? No, it's not okay. But I'm like going around and around, but pretty much the deal is, if this person really, really wants to change, they'll make an effort, but it's going to be a long process and you have to let them do that if they choose to do so. So right now, you're only given option that I can see is you tell this person what's going on, how you feel, how they make you feel, and whatever they do with that information, that's just gonna how it's gonna be. And what you do after that all depends on how you're gonna handle it. Are you gonna keep trying to make it work, one-sided relationship, or are you just gonna move on and find happiness somewhere else? Because there's a lot of things except other than one individual that can make you happy. Like turtles. Turtles are pretty cool.
Those make me happy.
I got shells and stuff and pizza. That's
only the Ninja Turtles.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Awesome, thank you, Derek. That was absolutely beautiful, and yeah, I agree with all of that. Very good points. I don't really have anything to add to that except for to point out some things Derek already said. I feel like, yeah, making one last effort, I think that's important. I think it's important to be honest with each other, and to be able to communicate in an honest way, to be able to sit down and talk in a calm way without getting too emotionally attached to the conversation. What I mean is, when you sit her down, you should be able to distance yourself from whatever she says to you and just say, okay, then I guess I'm you and I am over. Because otherwise, the conversation will carry on for your entire life. And you'll only keep on being brought down over and over and over again. So, what you have to do is just basically go to her and be honest and say, hey, look, I don't like all of this pain that you're causing me with your insults and that sort of thing, because the things that you say matter to me. And because you're my friend. And so I'm asking you to please stop. And I understand you have an illness, but, you know, you can either get past that and do your best, or and kind of mute yourself when you have something bad to say, or we're just over. And her parents are probably just gonna call you every once in a while. Anyways, maybe they sound like pretty awesome people. Who knows? And you can stay in touch with them if you want. That's up to you. But there's a whole life ahead of you. You're in college now, but so that means like maybe you're somewhere around 20 or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but either way, you still have a full life ahead of you. So don't get caught up in this moment now, causing you to live out the rest of your life in a way that you don't like. Don't make any, I think it's important to say that it's important to give her a chance, and it's important to help her. Give her your time. If your intention is to help her get over her illness or her mental state, and you're giving her time to do that, and you're helping her by being a positive influence on her, then awesome. But if you're not worried about doing that, and don't use that as an excuse to hang on, then just let it go. You see, I know from personal experience and experience with a lot of different people, you do have mental illnesses, but the way that we act is all subconscious. The way we react to things and how our mannerisms are, and whether we insult people or say nice things, these are all built into our head. It's impossible to have an illness that causes you to intentionally be mean to somebody, because the concept of what is mean is built into our heads through experiences. So it's a whole mental thing. It's all in your subconscious mind. And yes, you can have disorders, and you can be, autistic, where you don't have a good sense of social interactions with people and that sort of thing. But even autistic people can fathom this. And I know many autistic people have been some of the kindest people I've ever met. So, you can have a mental illness, but it's not an excuse to be a jerk. You can have mental illnesses that cause you to break down. I understand that. But if you're a jerk because you break down, that's on you. Because you can break down and not be a jerk. I've seen people do that. They just go silent. That's better than being a jerk. Derek said there's a lot of placebo effect with all of this, but I'm not saying any of this is impossible. I'm not saying I'm not a psychologist or a doctor, but in most cases, pretty much anyone I've ever met with disorders can choose to be nice, always. So, I don't know. Anyways, just keep that in mind. If you're trying to help her, she can get through it, and you have to be that motivation for her to get through it, because she can. But if she doesn't look like she wants to be any part of you, which it kind of sounds like she doesn't, then maybe it's just time to move on, like Derek said. And that's okay. It's okay to move on. I understand that she's been your best friend for like a really long time, but happiness doesn't come from her. And the meaning in your life and what gives it purpose and all of this, it doesn't come from that person. If you can help them, then that's awesome. But if they're refusing your help, then it's time to move on and just go somewhere else. That's the best. That's what I've got to say. Derek already said it all. So I'm just rambling. Anyhow, that's both the comments answered. I hope that our advice comes in handy to you guys, and that your lives can be filled with great joy from this moment on, but you got to do some work to get there. That's just the way it goes. So anyways, I hope this helps people. And Ron Weasley from Harry Potter. I don't know what his real name is. I'm sure someone does, and someone's gonna comment.
The redhead?
Yeah, the redhead. So, you know, like oftentimes when you're really young and you get super famous and you get a bunch of money, you don't do so good with it. I mean, yeah, with that fame and that sort of kind of thing. I mean, we've kind of had that discussion before, where you get too much too fast. But him, what he did was awesome. He bought an ice cream truck and drove around and gave away ice cream, I'm pretty sure for free, to just everybody in like the city or something. And he just drove around.
I read about that.
Huh?
I think I read about that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That guy's awesome for doing that. I'm like, dude, way to go. Way to spend your money and just give people ice cream. It's great. You're a good dude, man. I like you. It's better than anything else I've ever seen anyone do with money, as far as like movie stars go.
I wonder if he had cheese in there.
Oh, dude, you know, here's the thing. I think if he didn't, I would be disappointed. But if he did, I would be even more disappointed. Because that means we didn't make that up.
Oh.
And I'm sure it doesn't actually taste great. Did you see someone? Yeah, I'm sure you saw it. Someone did a Twitter. Someone posted on Twitter a bowl of ice cream with 2 hot dogs in it.
Look delicious. The hot dogs didn't look cooked.
Yeah, they're just raw, man. They needed to heat them up, I think. Then
yeah, you have to make sure your food's warm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No one likes cold ice dogs. You know, that's weird, because then you're like licking it and it's just cold, weird, smooth surface.
Like another thing you can do too is just throw ice cream and hot dogs in a blender, pour out the smoothie in like a popsicle tray, freeze it, and there you go.
Oh, oh, ugh. Yeah, do that.
Or you can do that, but then freeze it, and then once it's frozen, dip it in chocolate, cover it in peanuts, and give it to your worst enemy.
That's so awesome, actually.
And then when they're like, dude, I can't believe you did that, be like, you know what, you're right. Here's a candy apple, but really it's just an onion covered in candy syrup.
Yeah. Oh, here's the thing. Excuse me. When I was little, I actually, like, onion was my favorite word. It wasn't my favorite food, but it was my favorite word. I was obsessed with the word onion. And for one of my birthdays, I'm pretty sure it was birthday, someone bought me a whole raw onion. And so, like, 5 days went by, like, of me just carrying this onion around with me everywhere. Not even joking. And then, like, I was like, maybe I'll bite it. And then I took a big chunk and I'm like, and I was like, yeah, that was a bit intense. And then, but I ate it. You know, I didn't eat the whole onion, but I ate that chunk. And then, like, 15 minutes later, I was like keeling over on the floor at my friend's house while they played Super Smash Bros., which was my favorite game, because I didn't own the game, but I loved playing the game. And I wanted to play it so badly, except for the fact that I was in so much pain. For like 2 hours straight, I couldn't move. I just laid on the floor as if dead. Like, I was so, like, I thought I was gonna die. Luckily, I didn't. But that was not a good experience. Guys, don't just take a chunk of, especially if you didn't eat anything before or drink anything, don't just take a chunk out of an onion, a raw onion. You will die. Almost.
Unless you boil the onion, or it's just about to get caramelized, and then just swallow all of it.
Yeah. Swallow all of it? Don't even bite, don't even chew it, just shove that thing down your throat.
You can take 2 bites.
Oh, you can take 2 bites. That's all Derek's allowing you to have. Just 2.
Because it'll be soft and sweet. It'll be more like a jello at that point.
Oh, jellify the onion. Yeah, it does kind of get soft like that. Can you, if you boil an onion, does it caramelize?
I think it does not.
Maybe if you boil it in a plastic bag so that none of the juices of the onion can escape into the water.
That is possible.
So it's kind of like just heating the whole thing up, I guess. I guess then it's just as good as microwaving it. Microwave an onion? Just microwave a whole onion and throw that down your throat. You did
That's
2 bites.
That's so caveman.
That's so barbaric. Yeah, I can just see it now. You know, you got a flashback to a caveman. He's in his rock cave, and he turns the corner, and he shoves an onion into a microwave made out of stone, and he's like, And he just rattles off the mechanics of the microwave. Microns. Yummy. Heat. Friction. Radiation. Onion done. Cook all the way through. Eat 2 bites. Done. And then he falls over in pain while a dinosaur licks his feet. Because that caveman can't handle that onion. Because what is a microwave? Made of rock. Nothing.
And while the dinosaur is licking his feet, the caveman's wife is licking the dinosaur's feet because she's hungry.
You know, aren't ancient traditions just so weird? Yeah. Licking dinosaur feet while they're still alive because of hunger. And the caveman, I mean, he could have done so many good things with that onion. They could have ate the onion after cooking it, but no, caveman had to be futuristic and use a microwave.
Yeah, like, for all of you watching who have siblings, when everyone's asleep, sneak into your sibling's room, take off their socks, lick their feet, and just go back to bed. We gotta take a picture of it so we know you did it. You can't just say you did it without proof. So start from the bottom of the heel, work all the way up to the big toe.
Hashtag I lick my siblings' feet at night.
Yeah.
What? Hashtag nighttime foot lick.
Yeah. Like picture, video, whatever it is. Just something so we know you did it. And you will get a heart on Twitter.
Ooh, a full heart. Not half a heart. Yeah.
And if you're super creative, I might even retweet.
Nice. I feel like if anyone did that at all, if I would have to give it a heart. But yeah, it's super like retweet function going on with the you make it unique and special somehow. Like the whole room's on fire, your sibling's still sleeping, and you're licking his feet, you know? Like you want to make sure that his feet don't burn in the fire, you know, like superhero awesome stuff like that. What?
And like big text, burning alive, don't care, licked feet.
Yeah. Nighttime foot lick. Have you ever listened?
Weird.
I don't know. Anyways. Okay, everybody have a wonderful night, day, foot lick session. Make sure you do that thing with your tongue on your siblings' foot. Anyways, any last words, Derek? Last words? You're not dying. Oh my gosh. Any final words? That sounds just as bad.
Little do you know, after this, I'm gonna be dead.
Oh no.
So you have Ryan all to yourself.
Aw.
But yeah, don't forget to leave your comments. If you found any questions that you'd like us to answer, leave them in the comment section. Send us a private message if you don't feel comfortable posting in public, and we will select the ones that we can. And if you post them in the comments, give that person a thumbs up if you like that comment they're posting. That sounds weird. I like that you're feeling that way.
What?
But give them a thumbs up if the question they're asking is good. Man, we do this so many times, and like I'm having the hardest time explaining it.
Yeah, no, we do it every time. We're just like, how do we explain this every time? Do the thing you're supposed to do, guys. Come on, you know it. You know the drill. And go over to Derek's channel and write comments on his page, because we need more comments on our pages, because that's good. And Derek doesn't have anything to choose from, so you gotta put comments on his page, people. Do your commenting, people. If you don't have anything to say, put your friend's situation down. You're saying like, yo, my friend, he has this thing on his foot, and I can't lick it because I don't know what that is. Please help. Please send a doctor. Please
do a taste test.
Yeah. Taste test. Yeah. I guess that's really the only true way to figure out if something's poisonous or not. Hey, is that a tumor? I don't know. Lick it. Nah, it's not poisonous. You're probably fine.
Hashtag just lick it.
Okay. Have a wonderful life.